Guys, welcome to week 2 of online learning. This is Miss Page and this is for drawing students. Please make sure to watch the video thoroughly so that you know what to submit at the end of the week on Saturday by 11:59 p.m. So I want you guys to take what we learned during the beginning of this semester in regards to the human face. We're going to take it a step further and learn about the human anatomy, the whole figure. So remember, we're super symmetrical. We learned everything in regards to the face. So today we're going to learn about the body itself. So remember, our ultimate goal at the end of this is to kind of create a time capsule of how life is like during this pandemic. So what are we doing? Like, what activities are we doing? Are we doing anything new? Are we cooking? Are we cleaning? Are we playing video games? Are we hanging out with our dogs? Like, think about what it is that you are doing. So you're going to have to illustrate what you're doing through this pandemic using the full body figure. So you're going to have to draw yourself, or if you're not comfortable drawing yourself, maybe you can draw your mom or your sister or your dad, but you do have to include the entire figure doing an activity. So again, please watch this video thoroughly because I'm going to go over everything you're going to need to know in regards to the human figure. But yeah, hopefully you guys have fun with this and learn something new. The human figure is also super symmetrical and it'll help you guys in the long run. So no submitting stick figures. You do have to focus a little bit and draw the human figure. You can do it on line paper, computer paper, pen, pencil, really anything you want. You can do color to push yourself a little bit more. I'd love to see some color illustrations. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Hey guys, so I want to talk about today's assignment. We're going to learn about the human figure. So with this assignment for this week, you guys are going to have to illustrate yourself and what you're doing during quarantine. You must include the full body figure. If you guys are not comfortable drawing yourselves, I would highly encourage it, but if you're not comfortable, you can draw your mom, your dad, just someone in your household. This does not include pets. It has to be the human figure. So I just want to do a quick video on the human figure and just kind of talk about it. So you guys are still going to have to use the anatomy that we learned during the first part of the semester in regards to the face. You can do the front view, side view, 3/4 view, but this is not allowed for submission. There's no stick figures allowed for this one. You guys are going to have to do a pretty detailed illustration. You can use color or you can just shade it. Really up to you. Line paper, copy paper, really any materials that are handy to you. I would highly encourage you guys to take a picture of yourself and then use that picture to kind of go off of for reference. So let's talk a little bit about the mannequin. First, I want to lower the opacity of this image so I can talk a little bit more about it and draw over it. So similar to the face, the human figure is actually really symmetrical. A lot of artists will use this mannequin to help guide them through their drawings. But you have your face right here, okay? Oops, that's not a good face. No, that's not a good face either. So you have your face right here. So the length of the body is 8 heads. So if you take the measurement of this head right here, there should be 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I really elongated it, but I didn't really measure. But if you actually take that measurement, you should be able to have 8 spaces. Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. More or less, okay? So your body is 8 heads long. Now, artists will use that information to know how long their body approximately needs to be. So if you notice these little points right here, let me go ahead and change the color. You have these points right here. They're small circles, right? And these small circles make up all of our joints because we're able to move. So if you look at this image right here, you can see that these circles still exist, but it changes the direction. in which your body is moving. Okay, so let's go ahead and start over on this figure right here. So you have your head. You start off with your head. This part represents the neck. So you got your head. Oops, why is it not? You got your head. You got your neck. And then this is the chest area. So it's not really a rectangle. You can see that it kind of flares out a little bit. This is going to be your chest area. Then you got another set of circles right here, which represent your joints, or in this case, your shoulders. Then you have your arm, or your arms. And this is just a rough sketch. These tend to be big, small, and then it gets smaller. Same thing with the legs too. If you look at the legs too, these are bigger, smaller, and then smallest. Okay, so as you go down the line, things get a little bit smaller. So right here would represent your elbows, other part of your arm. Oops, let me redraw that. Then you got your wrists. And then, of course, your hands. Okay. Now, the length of your arms, this length right here, if you multiply that by 2, that equals the length of your body. So if you actually just try to stretch out your arms, it's going to be the length of the body. So now that we're done with the arms, let's go ahead and move on to right here. So this is the middle part, like kind of where your torso is, in which you're able to move. And then you have this area right here, which is like your hip area. Then another set of circles, which is where your legs can move. Then you have your legs right here. Another circle for like your knees. Other part of your legs. These smaller, you can also see that let's see, let me change the color here. These circles right here get smaller too. These are also getting smaller. So everything's getting smaller as you go further down. Okay, and then finally you have your feet. So that's the basic human anatomy. Now, if you can change the position of the mannequin. So as you can see here, still using that basic anatomy. Circle would exist right here. And you're able to position the body the way that you want it to using this basic formula. Now, why is this important, you might ask? So when you're starting to draw people, the important part is after you've drawn these people, or after you've drawn just like a rough sketch of the person, you can go in and add detail. So for instance, let's go ahead and lower the opacity of this one. Once you have that general sketch down, and you can do this on paper, I'm using an iPad, but once you got that general sketch down, then you can go in, then you can go in and start adding your features. And start adding that detail. You can even give them like a t-shirt. Or in this case, I might Yeah, let's see. I might give her a dress. But you see how it still follows that basic form? And I'm just doing a rough sketch so you guys don't have to spend hours and hours watching a YouTube video, because I know you guys have a lot of other things to do. Oops, let's make her dress a little bit longer. And so there you have it. That's why it's important, because you can go over it. Now, I placed a picture of me, and I want to show you guys how you can do it. So if you take a picture of yourself, and instead of using like an iPad or something, what you can do is just use a piece of paper. So look at your reference photo and ask yourself, well, how do I break this down? So let's break this down into a real situation. So you got your head, you got your neck, you got this torso area, you got your shoulders. And remember, you can position them however which way you want. Then you got your elbows, the other part of your arm, then you got your hand. So it all ties in. Oops, let me make this a little bit longer. Then you got this part of your body in which can move, and everyone's body is different. Then you got this part, these circles right here, this part of one leg, knee, and then your foot. This leg's kind of covering, so alright, so let me go ahead and hide this original image. So you can see this is my body type. So after that, you can go in and start filling in your details. But just know that this original mannequin sketch, the basic anatomy, really helps when you're drawing a person. So again, your assignment for the week: what are you doing during quarantine? You're going to illustrate what you're doing. Maybe you're cooking, maybe you're running or doing some sort of exercise, maybe you're drawing, maybe you're playing video games, but you do have to use what we just learned to illustrate that. I will also be doing the assignment with you. And remember, this is due on Padlet by April 11th at 11:59 p.m. Thanks, guys.